Hey Larry. I'm not even sure why he gets up. He just gets up and does a lap and then comes right back again. Hey Fern. Hey Aurora. I think Melanie's brushing her teeth. She'll be in just a second. Hey Suzanne. I guess it's the Lionel show. Hey Kimberly. I like how he hangs his arms off of things. Even when he cat tree just kind of lets his legs hang off the side. Zelda is still up there. We got Wilson, Stella, and Hank. So we've concluded that Hank is it's that toy that he's scared of for some reason now. Because we had it in this empty litter bucket and moved it into this bin where the food is. And he still ran from it today, even taking it out of the food bin. So, for whatever reason, he's decided he's afraid of it now. It's the feather toy on the stick that he used to love, that all the others still love. Uh-oh, who's that?
Take the mouse out like I told you.
Sorry.
Stella, you don't have to be afraid of me. Are you jealous?
And Hank just plops down wherever. He thinks you can pet him wherever he is just by him plopping down.
I mean Wilson.
Wilson, yeah.
Come on, buddy. You want a pet?
And there's Zelda. Hey, Leanne. You finally came down, huh?
She says, "Oh, I'm done with you guys. She don't like me."
Come here, Stella.
Oh. What is this?
I don't know. What is it?
Garbage?
And back into the...
Oh, that's a board that Cameron has that I could use.
That's what I was thinking, Kimberly. I was trying to talk her down, but she wouldn't come down for me.
Where he went?
Hank?
Yeah. Open that.
I don't understand. I don't know what has him so spooked, but something does.
Hanky, Hanky. Hanky.
Well, she is sitting next to me now, or was. What are you so nervous about, Hank?
You wanna hide there? You can hide there.
He's about to go run there with his mama.
Yeah. No, buddy.
Nope. Gonna go curl up with Mama. Had enough of you guys. Wilson says I'll come sit. You can pet me.
It's so hard to see.
Yeah, that's all right. A little bitty white patch. Well,
Don't touch my face.
got this little bitty white patch right there. Well, I hope you saw it. Lionel.
You've been nothing but quiet and still.
Well, he sat in my lap and purred for a while before you came in.
What are you doing behind me, Zelda?
I started to feel. Sorry, can't keep my throat clear. I've started to feel guilty since we've had them here because, at least when they were at the office, they got to run around and see people for a minimum of 8 hours a day, and then here we come home and we feed everybody, and then we have to eat dinner and scoop boxes and whatever other things we got to do around the house. And we come in and see them when we feed them, and then we go back out and do our thing, and then we come back in to do this and go back and out and do our thing, and then come in one more time before we feed them before bed and change water and stuff.
Coming back out?
They don't get the extended visits that they used to get. Hey, Carmel.
Well, I think it's sort of a good transition because most of the people
Hey,
that
Mr.
they talk
Krabs.
to are people that they'll go to work too, so it's not like they'll be home all day during the day. So they can get used to being alone during the day rather than being alone at night.
Yeah, it's a long weekend this weekend. We have PetSmart Saturday, actually, because one of the other shelters is coming on Sunday, and Sunday is the only day they're going, so we were going to make room for them. So we'll only be at PetSmart. The event is 11 to 4, I think, Saturday. We'll probably only be there 11 to 2 or maybe 11 to 3 at the latest. Yeah. They did come back out.
She came out first, and that's the only reason he came out.
Yeah, Aaron, we brought them home. So I guess Saturday we're going to take Zelda, and we might try this guy.
We'll see how he reacts to a cage. If it's poorly,
Yeah.
we'll take him right back home.
We're not going to put him in the condo. We're going to put him in one of the actual kennels with Zelda and see how he does. I don't expect he'll do very well, but Zelda surprised us. I can't talk today. Zelda surprised us, so maybe Wilson will do the same. But we're going to leave a little earlier than the event ends anyway. Come home and hang out with this guy for a little while. You don't even know what's coming, do you, Lionel?
So I'm just gonna watch it. Do nothing about it. Hey, Hanky. Hank's coming for you. Or for his mom.
He's purring. Can't be that afraid. I know one thing. We may have to turn the air conditioner on here. Which is a crazy thing to say when it snowed a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, something like that.
And there's still a chance it might snow again before winter's over. I don't think anything impending is coming.
No, it was in the 70s today. I think it's supposed to get near 80 tomorrow. So we may fire up the air conditioner and go to sleep tonight. Well, come on. Come on back. extra now because Sarah had one at her house that her cats didn't play with anymore. So
Well, there's two at the office.
I don't know if they like that one. It's made out of denim, and it probably smells like other cats.
It might grow on them. I added a couple more of those kickers to the wish list. Also, laser pointer, since the one we bought.
I brought her medicine in. She's scratching.
She needs it. But the same laser pointer we bought ourselves that we keep forgetting at the office.
Thanks, Zelda.
In case anyone checks over there. I know a lot of times we put stuff on there and then whoever happens to notice it first buys it all up. But if someone hasn't already, then here's your notification that there's a couple of low cost items on there.
But yeah, I think when I get out of here, I'm going to turn the air on. Especially in this room. For whatever reason, that computer is really hot. Those lights are really hot. And only one window opens in here, so I think we're going to have to get some cool air moving. Even though somebody was sitting in front of a heater 10 minutes ago.
My toes were cold. I'm part lizard. Look at him.
My phone is too big.
Sprawled out. So you guys accept this bed as good? This bed is acceptable. I like to put the blanket on them like little babies.
Hey, Rick. The picture of Wilson I got last night, if I would have been 1/2 second later, he would have been gone. Because his eyes were all big in the picture and he was about to pounce out of my lap as soon as I took it. Yeah, Stella's out. She says it's hot.
I was about to say, I think she's only out because it's too hot in her cube.
Yeah. It is warm in here.
This room, whenever we do replace our air conditioning and whatnot, we need to get the ducts looked at. Because this room is very hot when the heat is on.
Where are you
and
taking
our
that?
room is very cold.
Where are you taking that? Don't take it behind the computer and run into things and turn the computer off.
She's the one who yanked the camera that you didn't fix because you fixed it digitally.
Are you done with it now? Oh. Zelda.
1, 2.
Lionel says mine. Mine. Sorry for my laggy video. I don't know what's going on with that.
YouTube was a little laggy out there earlier. It might just be the time of night.
Could be. It'll catch up in a minute.
But it sticks with face. I get my camera out and take some pictures.
No, there's no catnip in it.
I don't think these have catnip. The smaller ones did.
Yeah,
They might have it.
maybe so. I didn't think they did, but I could be.
I think most
Mistaken.
common toys do, so it might. But they haven't. They've chewed on some of them a little bit, but not this one. Chewed on the corners a little bit, but nothing like they did to the old little ones that we got when they were kittens.
Not yet, Larry. I got the notification either last night or today. I just haven't done it yet.
What's that?
iOS upgrade.
Well, he always puts it off.
Yeah, I typically wait because, all the people that upgrade immediately when they come out, I see them all complaining within days of installing it. So I don't know, maybe I shouldn't, but I just always found it safer to wait for a week or two. I don't know how he's tolerating being under that little blanket though.
He's playing with it.
Stella says it's 1,000 degrees in here.
And she's a black cat. Says I'm already warm all the time. What are you doing, buddy?
I guess one of the other cats is by the grabbed Zelda's interest. Lionel.
Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. You still haven't said those blurbs, have you?
I have not. I didn't even think about it today.
We're going to the vet on Saturday, but it's also tomorrow night, right?
5 to 7 tomorrow, but I don't get off work until 5, so by the time I came home and tried to load up a cat and made it to PetSmart, it would be 7 o'clock.
Well, it might be a little before that, but that means all you could do was come home, get the cat, and leave all of this to me. All the feeding and boxing and everything else. Which it's nice to leave work on time and get home, but we get home around 5:30 and we're not done doing things until like 6:30.
Well, I got home early today and knocked out most of it.
Yeah. You did all the feeding, and I just did the scooping.
But that's a perk I never got to enjoy when we were still fostering at the office, was leaving a little early. I left at about 4:45 or 10 till today, something like that. Come on back. Come on back.
What are you doing, Zelda? You see that?
You can't get it out because Hank will run and hide like a little baby.
Did you tell them that Wilson took it earlier?
Oh yeah, when I had to refill the dry food, since we put that toy in the bin back there. When I was trying to refill the dry food, Wilson saw it and grabbed it and ran away with it. I'm sorry this is so choppy. I thought we had corrected this problem. It's not constantly choppy, it just kind of comes and goes. But it's still better than it was. Hey Zelda.
You say you're too hot. I want that off. More sweet boys. And sweet girl.
Yeah, it gets choppy for a few seconds and then it stops and then it starts again.
I don't even pay attention to that except Stella. Yeah, this computer's almost as thick as my old computer. It's newer.
It's from 2011, I think.
That was from like 2006. I got a new computer at work and I'm so excited. Oh, he went
We
and
know
did
Mr.
again.
Krabs. What?
He went and did again.
Yeah.
Sweet girl. Such short tails. Her and Lily and Claire all have short tails. And all the babies are made up for it by having crazy long tails. Stumpy has her stumpy tail, and Binks and Salem have long tails. He is so huge. Are you gonna keep growing, buddy?
No, we have not let our other cats in here. They've kind of smelled one another underneath the door, and a couple of them have been at the door when we've opened it to come in or out, and they've caught a glimpse. Unfortunately, they caught a glimpse of one of our dogs the other day too, and they didn't like that. No, if our plan was to keep these guys forever, we would have them halfway introduced by now, because they definitely hang out on either side of the door. And
Yeah, you had to cut back a bunch of stuff because
yeah,
destroying it.
our carpet is a wreck in this house, and
Well, you can show them what carpet is underneath the mess that they see at the door.
well, it's not the first time Stella has seen a dog, but the first time Stella saw a dog was probably in a life or death situation, so I can understand her dismay about seeing another one. There was a pack of dogs that killed Stella's brother. Stella, and I just called him Tom because he was a tomcat. Stella was Mama Cat and the male was Tom, but they still hung out quite a bit, even though they weren't kittens anymore.
That's so funny.
And I used to keep the feeder outside in a different place than where I keep it now, and Tom had just jumped off the steps and was eating food when the dogs showed up. And they cornered him, and that was the end of that. Which is why you have to keep your cats inside, because you can't predict things like that.
It'd also be nice if people didn't let their dogs roam, but
That's true. But I don't know where these dogs came from. I mean, it was like two pretty decent sized dogs, a couple of mid sized dogs, and one little dog. And they all ran around in a pack, and they were a nuisance for a while.
my art. It's great art. Wilson,
You want to play Wilson?
what are you doing? He wants to do jumps. I guess since Hank's already hiding, it doesn't matter.
What do you smell, Lionel? See, they all go running for it. Hank runs away from it now. Let me scooch out of the way here. Hopefully we got enough battery to do this for a little while. I didn't bring the battery pack, but I still had a decent amount of charge left when I came in here.
It needs more toys. That's not what we want, Mom. Such a little worm since we need a worm. Almost went in the litter box. That's all we thought about. Should get that jingle bell.
Do you remember where it is?
Should have a drawer out there.
You don't have to get it right now.
Hey, buddy. That's my hair, not a tool. always see his little white spot best from that angle. Angle where he's not jumping. Why are you crying, Lionel?
He's just talking. Yeah, that was Lionel that time, I think. And there's my choppy video again. We were doing good.
Your signal's supposed to be right on the other side of the wall.
It's supposed to be. You guys hold on just 1 second. The stream will resume in 5 seconds. Be right back. Our gigahertz band, and it has, I guess, the regular 2 point whatever. I don't know what it is, or 3 or something. The lower one. Get worse, but very choppy now. If you wanna. I hate that we were supposed to have this corrected, but yeah. Okay, stand by just a second. Okay, maybe this will be a little better. My phone is running super slow. I don't know how much of it is the internet lagging and how much of it is my phone. That was weird. But when we're done, I'll probably go ahead and update the OS and restart everything. It's always something, whether it's internet or software or something. Always.
It's just a hobby, another job. Not our source of income.
Yeah, it costs a lot more than it would ever generate, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Mr. Krabs. Can't do much about it. Yeah, I just closed everything running in the background just now. But as I was closing things, my screen looked exactly like the video looked when I was here before I stopped it. Everything was all choppy and whatnot.
Can't see his face when he's doing that. Not facing me, but he's got his mouth open. He's like, "Rah!"
Yeah. No, not really, Connie. Other than we'll be at PetSmart from 11 o'clock till 2 probably at the earliest and 3 at the latest. on Saturday. No event Sunday. Probably take Zelda and see how Wilson does with her in one of the kennels. Lionel, we'll take him to my office after we get back. I mean, we'll come home and hang out with him for a little while and all that. But I'll have him at the office around 7 or a little after,
Probably just downstairs, right?
most likely.
So not on camera upstairs or anything.
Zelda did good at PetSmart. I won't say that she's used to it. That's only the second or third time. Third time she's been, I think.
Really? She went both days the one time. One day. She's been there like every time, I think.
Yeah.
So we went 2 days when Percy got adopted.
Hmm.
And then we went back again one day.
And this last time was her 4th time there. That sounds right. Yeah, we will, Connie. I don't know if it'll be here or at the office, but most likely here, since this will be where he acts most natural. Because I doubt we're going to take him upstairs.
And stress everyone else.
Yeah, with the other cats. Everybody's calmed down and acting themselves again, so I don't want to kind of screw that up. But if he's acting, yeah, Saturday, it'll be Saturday afternoon when we do the close up, and Saturday around 7 or a little after 7 is when he's supposed to be picked up from. I'm just going to meet him at the office. If we get him to the office, and I might just put him in the conference room and let him out and see if he wants to run around and explore. And if he does that, I might do another little quick close up or something, but we'll see how it goes. Lionel is definitely not the most nervous of any of them.
You are just too good at this, Bubby. Too good at it. I was born to kill little things.
He will. I'll miss him, but as I was saying earlier, I felt a little guilty since we brought them home and they don't get to see us as often as, or see people as often as they did when they were at work. You know, I got to hang out with them 8 or 9 hours a day during the week, and then the weekends they had to spend a little time by themselves, but I think they ended up seeing me more than our cats here do.
And that's part of what we spend time on now is
Yeah.
seeing our cats.
Yeah, we try to hang out in the living room with all the other cats and the dogs, and because they've been kind of pushed to the side while we dealt with this all day, every day. Not all day, but until the evening hours every day, and then twice a day on the weekends. So hopefully nobody's had to be too neglected. And I'm not rushing these guys out the door, but baseball season's coming up, and I'd like to be able to go to games and stuff again. It was the beginning of last season when this all started. Who knew it would go this long? No, they're not. I just hate that they have to stay shut up in this tiny little room by themselves hours on end. And I've said before, there's no way I can let them out and let them befriend our cats, because if that would have happened, especially with that one, he wouldn't have been going anywhere.
We already have enough drama between the cats that we have. We don't need to inject more.
You guys are being boring. Come on. Somebody make a jump.
He's too good. I'm trying to get him to jump, but he catches it every time.
No, they don't cry. It's more in my own mind that I feel bad about.
I mean, during the day they just nap.
Yeah. It's just me that feels guilty about leaving them in here by themselves when we're home and only coming in a couple of times at night to see them. But like we said, we got the other cats and dogs that we've not seen as much in the past 8 or 9 months as we typically would.
See, every time. He doesn't want to do jumps, he just wants to eat it.
Yes, they do a lot of sleeping. And Clara, at work between Clara's naps, she's rubbing up against me and demanding I pay attention to her. Stumpy's been a lot more active too. I mean, it used to be when all these guys were at the office that she would,
Sit in the window.
yeah, she would just get in her bed in the window and that's where she would spend her whole day. But now, I mean, she still naps in that bed a little bit, but she gets up in between and she wants attention. And Lily comes to see me 2 or 3 times a day at least.
I mean, that dynamic was pretty obvious whenever we played with the toys, how they just stay along the edges and not try and get as involved. And wait until the kittens were out of the way before they.
Now, Clara was not as bothered, but Stella and Lily were just totally disgruntled by the whole thing, I think. And they have really come out of their shell since these guys have been moved here.
That was a good one. Another good one.
I agree, they should all be indoors. Before I had cats that really liked me, even when it was just her cat, I didn't really have an opinion on it either way. But I do remember when I was 16 or 17, I hit a cat and felt terrible. Someone left their cat outside and it was in the street and it was dark and I didn't see it until it was too late. But that's another risk of leaving your cats outside.
Coming for Joss.
But I guess maybe we need to get up early Saturday and do double close up in case somebody were to go to their forever home from PetSmart. Well, between Zelda and Lionel, or Zelda and Wilson. I'll get it right in a minute. And as the numbers dwindle, maybe we'll try Stella and Hank one day. Even though I can almost guarantee you how that's going to go.
About like Clara.
Yeah.
That picture summed up her entire couple.
Yeah,
hours
Clara
for
was not happy at all.
She like crushed herself down in the bed, and she was facing away from the glass. And at one point, I just like spun her bed around so that she was facing toward the glass so people could see her face.
Not since the last update I put on Facebook. I do, Fern. That's one of the perks of my job is I have access to things that let me do that. I always carry my laptop and do some checks before anybody gets adopted. Or whenever the lady at the rescue will send me a text and ask me, can you check on so-and-so? Uh-oh. Did we break another one?
No, it just came unhooked. You unhooked it. How'd you do that?
But I mean, it's not foolproof. Just because somebody doesn't have a criminal record doesn't mean that they're a fit pet owner. I mean, there's always going to be a risk involved. Not the one here. Um, which is another reason why we really never wanted to leave ours in the kennels there, because it's in the employee's discretion. I mean, they have the right to say no to people, but I think they rarely do.
You don't run any sort of background, they just get an application.
It's up to the individual rescue or shelter or whatever to provide the applications. At least that's my understanding, because Paws has their own applications. Um, but I don't know. I don't think PetSmart has any liability in checking it and all that. I mean, I think they look at it, and if it looks legitimate, they trust their judgment and make a decision.
But I mean, that's not much different than what they do at the shelter, I would think. I mean, if you go to the shelter to adopt someone, it's not like they run a background check on you
Yeah.
or whatever. You just fill out an application and whack!
Yeah, Fern,
With a cat.
I do as much as I can. I mean, PetSmart does on-site adoptions for Paws, and when nobody's there, I if I don't know about it, I can't really control what happens. But I've extended the offer that anytime somebody comes in, if they wanted to get in touch with me, give me a name and an address and all that, I would check it out. But sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But when it comes to ours, absolutely. And a lot of times, I mean, you can tell when somebody is a good person. I mean, I'm sure there's con artists that can fool anybody, but I've met some people that I would not have hesitated 1 second to adopt our cat to, but they're the ones that say, "Well, I've already got 5 at home. I've already got 6 at home," you know.
Or I got two.
Yeah, and they just come in to see the cats.
Like we used to. Like we still do.
Yeah.
Walk past all the cages and
Yeah, Paws is the same way for the most part. As long as they have room in the kennels at PetSmart, which we just took in two. This is the third owner surrender that I've kind of nudged in the direction of Paws. These are two 5.5-year-old cats that were living together, and the person was about to move, and for whatever reason, wherever they were moving to, cats couldn't go, so he was looking for somebody that would take them together, so we did. I don't know if they'll get adopted together, but they're together at the moment.
in separate kennels.
Well, she said she was going to try to put them back in there this morning, but I don't know. I didn't ask her if that was what happened.
One of them was a little bit
Yeah.
extra stressed.
The male was not happy about being at PetSmart and got a little agitated with the other one, or showed a little aggression or whatever, just because he's scared. So she put them in separate cages for the night last night. I know she said she was going to try to put them back in the same one this morning, but I have not asked her about that. And poor little Gabbana, the sweetest cat ever, is still, or was still, up there yesterday.
Hopefully she'll go soon.
I think everybody else has quit on you. Well, we try. I mean, I think a lot of it comes with having had these guys so long. You tend to be even more protective of them than you would with one you just found and you fostered for a couple weeks and we're trying to find it a home. But when you see them born and raise them from the time they're born till they're now, what, 8.5 months old?
Well, we didn't see these guys born.
No, but
We didn't get them back till they were 6 weeks old. But, 6 weeks out of almost to take a rest.
Yeah, he does, and I need to go turn the air conditioner on. Yeah, they all have. They're all sweet. They all definitely have their own personalities. I don't know how Lionel turned out to be such a cuddly lap cat, and all the others are just kind of what they are. I'll probably give him, if he goes Saturday, I'll give him Monday until Monday or Tuesday and check in. I think I waited about 3 days before I checked in on Percy.
You don't want people to think you're like stalking them.
Yeah, and that, I mean, it's going to take a couple of days for him to kind of not. He's going to be shell shocked for a day or so.
He might hide. Percy had a big personality too, but he hid for a couple of days.
No, I'll make sure he has all my information and let him know about the Facebook page and all that, and he can message us directly. And I've got his phone number and his address, and which I couldn't get to his address without a military ID, I don't think, but I do have his phone number, email, and I'm 99% sure he's probably on Facebook, like the rest of the world. But anyway, I think we're going to wind down because it's burning up in here, and I need to let all the windows down in the house and turn the air conditioner on. Because if I'm hot, I'm sure all these fur-covered beings are probably hot too. So yeah, we'll tomorrow's Friday. Probably try to do this a little early tomorrow because I need to get into bed early-ish.
You get in bed early tonight. You gotta go to the doctor.
Yeah, and I have a doctor's appointment in the morning. Then I have to be there at 8, so I have to leave the house a little earlier than I normally do. But anyway, we'll do it again tomorrow. A little earlier than this, like I say, because we'll have to get up and get organized for PetSmart. But I hope to see you guys again tomorrow evening. And we thank you, as always, and we'll see you tomorrow.